Welcome to the Milsurf Mike channel. A few weeks ago, my intended review on my Saiga AK-47 evolved into the biography of Mikhail Kalashnikov, so I put off the review until now. During this last summer, I've been upgrading my AK collection, so some of the AKs in my So You're Ready for an AK video have been traded off to obtain those of higher quality, and for the most part, that upgrade means obtaining a Russian. From my video on Kalashnikov, we learned that after the adoption of the AK-47, he went to Izhmash to begin work at the Izhmash factory of producing the rifles, and this is where he'd work for the rest of his life. The arms factory itself had been around since Tsar Alexander I, with needed updates made over the centuries. The factory took on even more importance during the Second World War, as the Tula factory was evacuated in response to the German invasion. After adoption, this would be the primary place of production for the AK-47 in the Soviet Union. In the 1970s, they attempted to make a sporting rifle based on the AK platform that was meant to fire the 5.6 by 39 millimeter round. This is basically a 7.62 by 39 neck down to a 22. Although ultimately unsuccessful, this was the first Saiga rifle, named after the Saiga antelope. After the fall of the Soviet Union, Izhmash revived the Saiga rifle in more common calibers to sell overseas in order to survive. The Saiga rifle was also designed to get around the Bush and Clinton era bans on the importation of so-called assault weapons. The normal AK stock was replaced by a Monte Carlo type stock, this causing the trigger to be moved further back. It was also designed to not take normal AK magazines. It had to use proprietary Saiga mags. The Saiga magazine's catch had a smaller clearance between the receiver than the regular AK, and the bullet guide was designed to be a part of the magazine and not on the receiver. The front handguard is more of a sporting style, and this can be seen on my Vepr 308. Once imported, industrious individuals, gunsmiths, and companies would convert them to a more standard AK configuration following 922R compliance. After the Clinton assault weapons ban expired, import companies themselves would convert them prior to selling them, the importer of mine, Arsenal, being a prime example. Izhmash, and later Kalashnikov concern, would design the Saiga with thoughts of easy conversions in mind. A converted Saiga used to be an economical way to obtain a quality AK. Then Russia invaded Ukraine, and Obama placed an embargo on Kalashnikov concern and Molot, maker of the Vepr, in 2014, which suddenly made these more valuable. Luckily, I got my AK-74 to be reviewed sometime in my next couple videos, just prior to the embargo. My AK-47 wasn't so lucky, and I ended up trading a Winchester M1 Garand plus cash toward it. My rifle is an Arsenal SGL 21 that they sold already converted. I imagine it was sold by Atlantic Firearms at one point, as I bought it off consignment at my favorite local gun store. It appeared to be unfired, and one of the guys who worked there questioned whether I was going to shoot it since Russian AKs are hard to come by now. I told him, of course, I don't buy anything I'm not willing to shoot. And thanks to the price of 5.56 ammo skyrocketing, I've shot this quite a bit, having 1,000 rounds through it in the first couple weeks, since 7.62 by 39 is still fairly cheap. This is by far the best AK-47 I've ever owned and shot. This had no problem with any magazine I've used, Romanian, South Korean, and even crappy Magpuls or Tapcos. I cannot say the same about the Wasser I used to own. I hit steel at 50 and 100 yards consistently, but haven't stretched it out yet as I just got my glasses last week. I can see putting thousands of rounds through this as long as 7.62 by 39 is available at decent prices. The receiver has a 2009 serial number, so it was made in Papa Mikhail's factory while he was still alive. This is something I'll never trade away. Please be aware of where your elected officials and the groups who claim to represent you stand on the Constitution. Please join the GOA and get 25% off your membership if you use my link below. And no, I do not get a kickback from this. If you like my content, please like, share, and subscribe. Also check out my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and who I support on Patreon. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day.